But now I'm streaming to somewhere. Okay, so that's pretty good. Yay! It is working. I'm always glad to see when it works. Hi. Hello. Hi and hi. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be showing you, what I have back here is my Photoshop. And I'm going to be doing something that I think is pretty cool. I really enjoy doing. It is really a pain to get started, but once you do, there's no looking back. And these are my top most engaging posts for clients. When I make these, they get a lot of attention. I'm not saying that they're like, the best in the world or whatever, but they do work. You can have 10 slides in a carousel on Instagram. And with those 10 slides, that piece of content is delivered twice to your followers. So slide 1 is delivered to your followers, and slide 2 is delivered to your followers and anyone who follows your hashtag. So it's a pretty important piece of Instagram real estate. And not only that, but you can make carousels in LinkedIn. And the way that you make carousels in LinkedIn is that you do have to convert your 10 slide, what I use are PNGs, so 10 slide images into a PDF. You can do that pretty easily within the preview app or within Adobe, let's see what I use, Adobe Acrobat. And then, it looks pretty slick in your LinkedIn. It looks pretty darn slick. So I'm going live on TikTok, on Instagram, no, not on Instagram, on LinkedIn and on my YouTube channel, Apple Green Tech. So if you haven't seen me on YouTube, go ahead and check it out. It's like the best of both worlds because I've added a lot of my TikToks on there. So you've got funny short form content. So let me just open up this chat app here so that we can chatty chat and I can answer your questions should you have them. One thing we're going to do is we're going to start off. We're going to use 4 main tools for this. So we're going to use Photoshop to remove the background. They've got an AI powered background removal tool, which is pretty stinking good. And then we have Canva. I have built a template in Canva that I use all the time. It's a consistent look, and it's something that at this point, since I've done several of these, it looks very branded to the client account, which is quite important. So your top 2 most important tools in your toolbox for social media right now are visuals. You got your carousels that don't have, obviously it's not video, but people like to read through carousels as long as they give value. If you're just crap posting on your carousels and trying to get people to advance to the next slide, they'll probably unfollow you. So you do have to add that value. Again, you don't want to say too much, but you don't want to say too little, and let the pictures do the talking. So that's why I go to Adobe Stock. Let's shop for some stock footage. Back behind me, I've got my Adobe account. And this is where I have my my assets. So I use this for stock footage. I use it for their awesome, here's an example. So this is a really unique piece of content that comes from Adobe Stock. This is a PSD alphabet. It's a paper mache font, and these are like 3D images. So it's kind of hard to use. You have to rearrange these guys, for example, and grab these clips. Let's see where the alphabet is. You just like copy and paste these objects onto your artboard. It takes a long freaking time, It better be worth it. Some of these are easier to use than others are, honestly. Let's see here. I'm just going to check my LinkedIn. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss any of these comments. Let's see. All right. I just want to make sure, super sure. You know, sometimes it's like hard to check. Hey, I should be streaming right now, man. Oh, I am. Okay, good. I'm glad it worked. All right, super cool. So I'm just keeping it simple with my setup right now. It's not that simple. I've got my DSLR camera that I am going into my MacBook Pro 16 with. I've got the Intel MacBook Pro. I really like having one Intel MacBook or one Intel machine so that I can boot off of other drives. And then for my graphics, I've got an external eGPU with the best video card that I could get. And then I have a, what is this called? This is not, it's kind of some kind of box thing that holds the eGPU. So it's pretty spiffy, but this computer is just straight up loud. All right, so what we gonna do? I'm gonna make myself small, but I'm not going away. I'm just on the side. We're still here. And let's take a look. All right, here's my Canva. And let me show you, I'll just make this bigger so that we can see it together. I'm gonna show you my template that I use. So this is one of them. This has like a lighter background. And this is just like the bare bones of the template. So for this, I wanted this to have a white sand kind of feel. And I'll tell you, I got these clips in Adobe Stock. This was his. So we've got some of his photos and some on Adobe Stock. These little elements, this is like one of the hooks that they get how they get you on Canva to get Canva Pro, which for me doesn't have a lot of value. I'm an Adobe user. I like using Adobe stuff. Canva has a lot of great stuff, but for me, I can see Canva a mile away. Maybe it's because I'm into this stuff, but I can see Canva a mile away. So I just prefer to use my own stuff. So what I did was I went to Adobe Stock and I got some of these elements. I got some arrows, and you always in your carousel want to have a way to just encourage someone to swipe. You know, at every turn, allow the user to know that there's another additional slide. And you can do that with some visual cues. So if I go to File and I go to Show Margins and Rulers, you can see where these lines have been set up. So that's at 1080, that's at 2157 because I couldn't get exact 2160 like I would have liked. That's the problem with Canva. So it is fast, it's easy to use. Is it precise? Not exactly. But here are some visual cues that will keep your viewers scrolling. All right, so on this one, you can tell that the picture is kind of off center, and it's the first slide. So that we want to focus with our copy on slide 1 and slide 2. Make sure that the message is consistent. I could have done better on this, you know, but since I had pretty engaging visuals that people like to look at, I just figured the copy was probably not that huge of a deal. Here's my second visual. Here's clue number 1 to keep scrolling after image 2, this left swipe arrow. Then another cue that is going to tell the viewer, hey, there's more to look at, is this. See the image, you can see it kind of on the one side. On slide 3, you really know what it is. And then I like using transparency as an effect so that you can see other elements. Here's that encouragement to keep on swiping. Then we have this speech share that matches this one. Hey, it tells the viewer, like, this is a whole story, this is consistent. Another thing is to cut your image in half, like we have with this glass. This is definitely a vacation drink. My search term was like umbrella drink, and I looked on Adobe Stock and found this. And what I did was I copied this picture twice. So I took 2 images and I tried to line them up using the margins and the rulers. And then you have these guys, you know, you've got these rulers that you can use. Here's a bleed margin and here's a ruler. So I can use this ruler to like line up, and you can activate them by going like this. So if you're like, oh, okay, well this first kind of stem object is at -211. Let me see where it goes. Here, might have a little bit of math involved, but you know, 16 is close to 11, so I know it's kind of like within 5 pixels, it's going to match. Or you can just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be a science. Then this is from Adobe Illustrator. I also got this plane ticket in Adobe Stock. And then here's my keep on scrolling element. And then again, you know, if you put your images kind of half and half on the slide, not only will it look super consistent and cohesive when your viewer is swiping, and it will be satisfying for them to look at. It's that continual kind of ASMR psychology of like, this is soothing. It goes from here, it goes from to there. There's no line in it. This will look like one smooth scrolling deal. And then we've got sort of the value, last slide, that is something of value. And then on your slide number 10, and try to use 10 because you can. Try to use 10. Because the longer people stay on your page, it's kind of like TikTok and watch time, or YouTube and watch time. The more people complete your piece of content, complete to the end, the more the algorithm will kind of like validate this as a quality piece of content. Also, always be using in focus, like non-pixelated, it doesn't have to be super high resolution, but enough resolution to where you can see stuff and it looks good on Instagram. That means it doesn't have to be a super high res image. It can just be your standard JPEG. But if you're taking like a 6 kilobyte image and trying to blow it up to this size, you know, 1080 by 1080, it's going to look blown out. That's just such a basic. But it is something that you need to think about. Will people think you did that on purpose? No. They won't. So here's a cool picture, and I wanted to give it the transparency effect. See, when it's like full, you can't really see the words as well as you can when it's like at half opacity. And it still looks cool. You can really see his expression. It looks like a filter. Of course, now you can't see it at all. But, you know, when I dim out this image, you can see how simple the background is and how simple this font is. I'm using 2 pretty similar fonts, but they're not the same. They are League Spartan and Copper Hewitt. So they're 2 fonts. They're not one. It just gives a little bit of a dimension. Both are sans serif fonts. Both are pretty modern looking fonts, clean fonts. But you just want them to look, it's got a little je ne sais quoi for you. All right, so that's my template. I built this from scratch in Canva. I wish that, you know, in Canva Pro you can share your templates. I don't want the Canva Pro subscription since I'm already paying $60 a month between my Adobe Stock and my Forever Student version of Adobe Pro Apps. So, yeah, I'm not paying for that too. Getting subscription fatigue. Let's see if I can view my templates over here and show you. I guess I will go, yeah, I'll go to templates. And it doesn't show me my templates. I guess I have to go to uploads. Or home, okay. I find Canva a little, you know, a little harder to work with than other people do. I like to just go straight to the pro apps. I'll learn a few things. So let's see all of my designs. Let me see if I can bring back. Okay, so here's my carousel, my main carousel template, which I'm kind of bummed because I don't see my most important design that I use for, yeah, that's another thing about Canva. It doesn't keep your stuff. I know where to, I anticipated this issue and I saved a copy of my most important template on another account. But okay, so we're gonna go to the background first and let's just see if there's a filter on this and just roll it back. Let's go to none and see if I can get my concrete kind of template thing back. All right, so we'll just click anywhere and I'm going to see this background. Okay, and we'll just zero out of that. It's got a texture on it. You can kind of barely see, but it's there. The background, recently used, and this was a free template. So I'm going to go to this. So what is this? Same thing? That's flowers? Okay, so I don't know why it's showing up with flowers again, but here we go. So this is where my start point was. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just Command Z out of all of this, and I'm going to duplicate, make a copy. So now I'm going to make my carousel is going to be about templates, or I mean, not about templates. It's going to be about checklists. And another thing I'm going to do so that I don't distract myself is I'm going to take these images and I'm just going to delete them. So take the images out and then we're going to just be left with the basic things. And one thing I want to kind of think about is I want to think about my first two slides. You know, so as I'm getting inspiration for the whole thing, I really want to focus on these two slides. What I tend to do, I'm going to show you this little image here. This is one of the client's images that he drew. And I like to put that on something. Like I've put it on a medal, I have put it on a boat, I have put it on a coffee cup, I have put it on a glass. I always want to be sort of keeping that personal touch because he drew this and he's a coach. So I'm always trying to put a picture of him in there somewhere or something that he drew, like just a personal connection to him. Because with coaching, it's not only about what the person can teach you, you're making that trust connection with someone who's going to be sort of caring for you, caring for your best interests. You want to know that person. You want to get a vibe from them. You want to get an intuitive hit about who this person could be. So, another tool that I can use here is Smart Mockups. Smart Mockups. Since this is about checklists, there's a chance that I might be able to get some kind of, maybe a notebook, or let's see, what could say checklist? Maybe a planner or a notebook. Let's see, what's outdoor? This could be interesting. I have done this before. I made like a Go Bites cafe with that image. So the story that I want to tell, I'm thinking about my slides in advance. The story that I'm going to tell is about checklists. It's about being prepared. It's about what happens if you're not prepared. And who hasn't been in that situation where you just forget that one thing when you're traveling and you wish you had that one thing? And sometimes that one thing can be like your AeroPress filters. You brought the AeroPress, you brought the coffee, you brought a hydro flask to put your coffee in. You've got your craft grounds. You got a kettle with you. You brought a mobile coffee setup on your vacation because you're going to a place that probably has crappy coffee, but you want to go there. So did you forget that AeroPress filters? Yeah, you did. Where are you going to get those? Well, actually, you're not going to get them. So your plan is out the window. You want to have a checklist. Does that seem like I have personal experience with that? Because I actually do. So with Smart Mockups, you can actually like make a scented candle of your logo. I just think they look so cool. They are locked, you know, for good reason. But they give you some, you know, if you log in, they'll give you some for free. Checklists. What could be, oh, maybe it's something on your mind. Let's see. Let's see. Are you going to have peace of mind because you have a checklist? I don't think that. You know, sometimes it'll work with the story. Sometimes it just won't. Supplements? I guess that's going to be a mock-up of your product design. Back to the, I don't know, pills. Take the, I don't know about that. We could do some weird stuff with that, I think. Brochures and sheets. Let's see, books. Watch. All right, so that's smartmockups.com. I love that resource. Stock.adobe.com. Hopefully I'm logged in already. Yay! Okay, so let's see what mockups. Notebook. See what mockups they have. I think this is cute. I'm just going to heart this because I think I would use that at another time. So checklists. We're thinking checklists. Oh, I like this too. Editorial only. Okay, well, that's cool. I do that. Why can't I hide it? Looking for something that has a checklist look to it. I'm going to heart this. Why? Can't I just heart it? This is freaking cute. I'm getting this. Who doesn't love a moleskine? So that's going to look really good too. Daily tasks, let's see. With a mini stair. What is this though? All right, so then, let's look at checklists. So I did license this before. Let's see here. Let me check my photo library. See if it's uploaded here. No, it is not. But the cool thing about Adobe is I can go to previously downloaded things. I think it's in my library. And I can re-download stuff. And this is my sand background. That was a good idea. I'm going to download this again. I'm going to, ooh, that's so cute. Load that again. Definitely putting her in here again. Let's see. See if there's anything else I can repurpose. I mean, that could be pretty cute. Okay. The chat is waiting for new messages. I think I dropped something. Yeah, I did. Dropped my phone. All right. Checking this. I just want to see if I'm not answering any questions like I'm intending to. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna look for, oh, this is really adorable. I'm gonna get this again. And then this is so cute too. I'm gonna get this again too. I think I licensed this already, didn't I? Let's see, which is cuter? I think this. I'm gonna get this. Okay. Let's see, camping. So the point, what I'm looking for is an image that I can just use a part of. Like maybe I can use just a tent by itself, but not the background. Like this could be cool, depending on the background. Like if I cut that guy out of this and just use this, and yeah, I'm gonna get this. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's like, hey. Huh. This could be good. This could be good for like 2 slides. You know what? Let's download a preview. Because I want to make sure, we're talking about remembering everything from your camping trip. I want to make sure, and I'm going to go over here and check it, that this is going to work. So what I do is I just X out of this. Don't save. That's just a template. I'm going to go to Open New, and I'm going to look at the preview. Downloads. Let's see, where's the downloads folder? This one. So this is the preview of this Adobe Stock thing. Just make it full screen so you can see. And then I'm going to up this canvas size by doing the gesture, what is that called on the trackpad? So the thing about this is I'm concerned if I take the background out, if it's going to look terrible. So what I'm going to do is my old trusty trick to remove the background, which is to select and mask. Select, select, select and mask. And then it's going to ask you to select the subject, and hopefully it picks up on the objects. Actually, that looks pretty good. If I go to transparency and turn it down, it kind of forgot the cup. There, I can get that back, and this. But I don't think this is going to be crazy hard to do. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to get that. I think I'm going to buy it. So don't save this. And move this, get that. Where's the little camping things again? Okay, I did get the orange. His brand colors are orange. So I got the tent. Where are the camping utensils? I think they were kind of, oh, here they are. Okay, so I'm going to license this. And I'm going to just, because you can download it right here, which is pretty rad, I'm going to open it. And this is Gemini, which tells me if I've downloaded the same thing a bunch of times. I happen to know where this is, so that's what I'm all about. This is the preview. We don't want that. Let's grab this, and we're gonna get the background from this. So what I want to do is just get rid of this guy. Okay. Well, maybe I'll keep the guy in. Let's see what select and mask does. Select a mask. Select subject. Hopefully it will take out. Ugh, it didn't do it. All right, the guy stays in. So the trick that I'm doing is I'm going to put a finger down on the trackpad, and then I'm going to use my other finger to mouse so that I can get more precise, and I'm going to increase this. So first of all, I'm going to make one big brush, 5,000 pixels. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. And I'm just going to go through this bottom layer. It's nice and textured. Bottom layer, scrub through. And anything I can do quickly, I just kind of do really super quickly. But let's see. And then you can use a feather tool to kind of clean up the imperfections. It's going to be like, what is he even sitting on? And I guess we can get this horizon. Let's see if we turn up or down the transparency, what that looks like. So what I'm going to do is just add this little bit. And then there's the guy's leg. Oh man, I kind of think even I don't have to be perfect with this. Get this going. And then let's see what auto selects. So now I'm going to change my size. I'm going to turn the transparency up a little so you can see the difference. And now I told you this is like kind of a pain, and it really is. But it'll look cool in the end. And the one thing is like your trackpad skills. Use two hands for this because it can be precise. All right, I'm using two fingers to mouse over. Oh man, I actually don't think that looks crazy. It won't on the background. Let's see. It's just gonna blend into the background. Oh man, you kind of need the edge of the mountains. Isn't that much difference? All right. And then I'll use my feather tool and go back. Little craggy mountain. And the guy's leg, you know, you need to have that in the picture. Let's see my transparency. It's cutting off his leg. Gotta give him that. I'm just doing little clicks. Let's turn the transparency up and see what it's gonna look like. I'll use 2 fingers to kind of pinch out. Beep, 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 beep. Cute. So we're gonna hit OK. And it's just gonna put a little mask on there. So now file export, quick export as a PNG. It's gonna ask you where you wanna save it. I like to save it in downloads. But if I save it to the desktop, oops. Don't do that. All right. Save to my computer. And, oh man. Camping. Guy, orange tent. No, not rent tent. I'm getting hungry. So we're gonna go in the folder of the same name, and we're gonna save. Okay, so now export, quick export as a PNG, and I'm gonna put this camping guy. He's a wonderful guy. I'm putting it in my downloads. All right, so now I'm gonna open up that second. Open up the second one with the camping stuff. Oh yeah. All right, so the difference is there's a preview copy versus there is this copy. So what I'm going to do is use their AI tools yet again, and actually I might crop it up, just get rid of this so that I just have these tools to contend with and make them large. And I'm just going to go to A so I don't accidentally cut something off. Select and mask. Select subject. Let the AI work. As you can see, we're going to have to add in some things. Transparency is at 50%, so we can see what the AI forgot to put in there. A lot of things. It was better the first time. Ugh. All right. Got that. All the super basic things like this. And, you know, put a little striperoni in there. Get this spork deal. So the images really inform the script, and you do want to script these things out. You don't want to just go flying, especially if it's for a client. You gotta think of the script. One thing I'm just not really doing it myself here. I've got an IG Live that I listen to. That is the basis for this. not exact, but I'm kind of burning out on doing this. I'm going to get some guidance from turning up the transparency and turning it down again. And then when I turn the transparency down, I can see this better. And really, I might just jack up the feather on this, and using that feather tool will just allow me to be a little less precise. I'm going to make this pretty small. This image is going to be kind of little, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But I mean, I want to get, oh, okay, and it didn't remember the strap. All right. I want to get this together. If I had an Apple pencil, that would be great, that I could use on this. I think I'm pretty much there. You just take my transparency and move it up. It looks a little sloppy, especially around this kind of edge, which that doesn't matter that much. Okay, let me just see here. And then there's something missing. Oh, this whole thing is. Darn it. Shoot. Okay. So that was too many pixels. I got impatient. Okay. Look at on my other screen. Okay. Finding little imperfections. And so I'm going to bring up this feather. I'm going to give myself like a 1 pixel buffer. Yeah. And bring up my transparency. Oh man, I forgot that whole thing. Glad I looked. Ugh, now I have to get those little wires. Okay. See if I can move this. Still too big. All right, let's check. Got this little webbing piece. Okay. Let's check the transparency and let's see if the 0 works. Yeah, it does, to resize it. All right. It's pretty good. It's going to go against a gray kind of background, so I'm just going to give myself a 1 pixel buffer. And let me just quick minus this. It makes enough sense. Actually, this knife looks totally weird. I'd rather know now. This is super daunting. 65, let's bump it down to 14 and just get these tines, or blades, I should say. Then make it big. Just getting to get these little blades. Blade up the blades, because I mean, it'll make a difference. And then now I'm seeing these little shadows and stuff. You know, the more you look, the more you're going to see. Okay. I'm so hungry. Wish I would have eaten a piece of toast or something. Okay, let's see. So the other cool thing about this, oh, here I saw a spot that didn't get colorized, is you have an erase tool. I'm not going to go too nutty on this, but Alright, I'm not going between the times. Oh, I'm doing it! Forget it, man. It's going on a gray background. It's good enough. Alright, hitting the OK button. Oh, hitting the mask button. Now I'm going to export as a transparent PNG. So this is going to go... Okay. Oh! Okay. I'm not done with my photoshopping, but now when I go to this, all your designs, where's my thing checklist? You close out of this, close out of this. I'm going to upload the stuff I just did. This. It's more than 25 megabytes, dude. I've got to resize this. Like, how big is this? And wait a minute. This doesn't look transparent to me either. No, it is. It is. This is insane. Whoa, how big are these images? It can go on a freaking poster. Okay, there's that. So let's export as, and so this is 25 megabytes. It's like cinematic. It's going to give me the option to chill out on the pixel size. So let's scale to like 25%. Yeah, 33. It's going to be good enough. That's going to be a real high res. And I'll go to export. Camping guy, Canva. Okay. So we scale it down a bit. I like having my downloads folder here. And then we can see, you know, let's start to work on the script a little bit. The easy way checklist. Where'd my text go? Hello? Hello, text? Text? Hello? Are you supposed to be writing something? Can I put something in here? Okay. Confirm. That your do the same thing use a checklist system. To never forget anything ever again. All right. Yeah, that's clickbait right there. And then as you can see, I'm going to line these up right here. So the first 4 slides obviously are a little clickbaity. Relax into your life. That's the headline. Let's see here. I'm just going to check really quick. Let's see here. So now I want kind of 4 instructions. Okay, so So this is kind of the idea. But I don't want to put this here, actually. I want to put this here. Let's look at it in two places. Knock down the transparency. And then of course I'm going to bring in this text. So now I've got a lot more photoshopping to do. Ugh. This takes a long time. Taking this out. So I kind of recognize that all of the things that I just kind of did I'm going to try to open an AI document in this and see. Because you can open up AI documents in Photoshop. I'm just going to see if I can remove the background easily. If I can't, then I'm just going to close it and try another one. But I've got like an hour of Photoshopping probably. But I might have this content. I might have this content still in there. Oh, okay. So let's see if I can upload. I'm just gonna move this. My work folder for this. Maybe we'll bring in the pencils. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't have my assets. Oh, dude. This is rough. Yes. All right. I think I can flip this too. No, God, that looks weird. Kind of stuck being in the corner. See if I can select and mask. No, not really. I can't really do what I wanted to do, so forget it. So let's open up another one. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I think this is going to be pretty easy. Hey, Dave. Welcome. So now, select a mask. Select object, subject. And Bob's your uncle. What? Where'd you go? You can't see the subject? It's pretty good. Yeah. We don't have shadows? We don't need shadows. Around here we don't need shadows. Alright, we're going to export. Let's go to export so it's not huge. Okay, save. Accept. Okay, save. Save on my computer. And we're going to call this Hey. Hi. Hi, Angel. Hey, how's it going? So I'm just making some assets for an Instagram post. And it'll probably be, could be an ad. So we're going to go to export as. And so this thing is not huge, which it tends to. I mean, you could be putting this on a billboard. You could be putting it on a bus bench. So, you know, it's massive. So let's scale it down. That's going to be fine. All right, good to go. So now we're going to take this PNG I might think about using a frame on this or on this. This might be a framed image. Let's see. No. Okay. So what I want to do is put that logo on the book. Hey, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I swear. So the one concern with this, position to the front, and this might be a little hard. I might have to do this in Photoshop. Let's see. Yeah, that looks super weird. Darn it. Yeah, might have to bring it back into Photoshop and all right. That's my cue to get breakfast. So as you can see, creating content is a labor of love. It can be really hard, like really hard and time consuming. But when you make something that looks really super cool, it's worth it. I don't know where I went. There I am. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. So not only do I do IT, but I'm also a content creator. And yeah, about half of my business now is creating media assets, whether it's editing video or making graphics like this. The apps that I use the Adobe suite. I use Final Cut Pro. I shoot on a Nikon D7500 DSLR. Gosh, you know, it's kind of wild. I didn't expect that to happen, but here we are. I know I really like doing creative work. Graphic design stuff is really amazing. I get to use a lot of skills that I've accumulated over the years, and I dig it. I really do. Hey Russell, hey, I'm just about to jump off. Thank you so much for watching. Hey Peter, hi. Yeah, well, that's my live stream. Thanks for watching. This is the 4th live stream on LinkedIn, and really thank you for joining our community. You know, we'll talk about stuff. I'm tired. I'm gonna go get some toast and come back to this later, which I have probably about an hour of work left to do, putting it all together. Carousels can take a long time to do. They look great, but you know, you've got the copy, so you've got to think about your script and be strategic about those 10 panels that you use. Hey, hi. Hey Peter, I'm doing good. How are you? So thank you so much for following, and I'm going to follow you back so we can be in community together. I want to see what you're doing too.